begin discussing the halachot of Chanuka now that we're a week away, because Hashem, 1 week from tonight is going to be the first night of Chanuka. So in Siman Rosh Taf Reish Ayin Aleph, the Shulchan Aruch writes that tzarich lizaher ma'od b'adlakat nerot Chanuka v'afilu aneh hamitmanes ben tzedakah shoel o mochek suto v'lokech shemen la'adlik. A person has to be very careful with the mitzvah of lighting the candles of Chanuka. Even a person who's very poor has to borrow or even sell the shirt off his back in order to have oil to light the candles. And the Mishnah Berurah brings down the Gemara that a person who is ragil bener havyin lo banim tamid chachamim, right, is someone who's careful with the candle, which Rashi brings down, which is Rashi over there explains that it's in their mitzvah of Shabbat and Chanukah. He's going to have children that are tamidei chachamim, that are Torah scholars. So it's a very big mitzvah. And the reason why we're so makpid is because persumanes, again, this is much deeper than the scope of a 2-minute halacha, but it's a very important halacha that we are doing when it comes to lighting the candles. Okay, so how many lights does a person light? So we know that in the first light we light one, and then as every night goes on we light another one every single night until the last night you're going to have 8 lights. Okay, and even if you have many people in the household, the Shulchan Aruch writes you only have that one Chanukiah, and you're just going to light one per night, no matter if you have 1 person in the household or 10 people in the household, doesn't make a difference. The Rama writes, famously, as we all know, that everybody in the family, they light their own Chanukiah, and that's the machloket, the famous machloket between the minhag of the Ashkenazim and the minhag of the Sfaradim. And the reason why the Sfaradim hold that a person shouldn't light more than one is because we want to show clearly what the Pesumanes is. And over here, if you're going to have 2 Chanukiah next to each other, people are going to get confused what night it is. And even according to Ashkenazim, that's why there's an inyan that they don't put it right next to each other, because then it's going to be unclear. Put it a little bit separate so people can still see that it's what night of the night of the night of Chanukah it is. Now, regarding children, a lot of kids, even in the Sephardi home, comes home with the menorah and the Chanukiah and everything, and they want to know what's the halakha to light it. So, if they're lighting it and they're under the age of chinuch, or they're young, they don't understand. As you know, you can explain to them the difference in minhagim, Sephardim and Ashkenazim. So let the kid light it, because he's excited to light it. I personally wouldn't put it right next to the adult's menorah. Maybe put it like in the kitchen, put it in the living room, put it somewhere else where it's not. The whole idea is not to confuse people. So maybe don't put it right next to the adult's menorah. But a person shouldn't discourage his children if they're excited to do the mitzvah, to do it. But eventually, once a child, usually at the same time that the child stops making chanukiyot, that's also the time when he realizes that the differences between Sfaradim and Ashkenazim. And you can explain to the child at that point. Anyways, he's probably not bringing home in a menorah, but at that point you can explain to the child there's Sfaradim minhagim, Ashkenazim minhagim. The child probably realizes it by a certain age, and this is also the things that there's differences. And but definitely when the child is young and it's not and the child's excited, I don't think a person should push away his children from doing the mitzvah, from being part of the Chanukah. What do you call Chanukah lighting? It's something that's very very exciting for them. It's something that obviously shouldn't be pushed away. But at a certain age, a person can explain to his children. Usually it's at the same age anyways when they stop making the Chanukiyot, so it works out well. But that would be the idea. Okay.